Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to talk about the best 5 ways for you to build muscle. So whether you're a beginner or whether you are very experienced in weightlifting, then I'm going to explain to you the best 5 ways to build muscle regardless of experience level right now. So you guys are here because you want to build muscle. So I'm going to get straight to it. I have a ton of videos, but I want to be more straightforward on this one. I want to give you all the tips, all the secrets to building muscle right now. Number one, activation. Number one, activation or stress. The number one scenario that you need to initiate with your body is muscle activation. The first thing that we need to do is understand that when we go to the gym, our job is to put stress on our body, to stress the skeletal system and the muscular system. That's exactly what we're designed to do, the nervous system. We put stress on this, and that's exactly why we recover. Remember, you don't get big in the gym, you get big recovering outside of the gym. The number one thing is activation. That means literally controlling your muscles. You may, as a beginner, may have felt like when you're doing curls, you're not hitting the biceps, right? Or you're doing triceps, you're not hitting them, you're using more shoulders or whatever it is. You're not concentrating and you're not able to activate. So the number one focus is to slow down, breathe, and focus just on the muscle and not strain, and use lighter weights and higher reps to get the activation going. And then when you get that activation, then you can start doing higher weights and less reps at a higher intensity. But first, the focus is moderate intensity with higher reps or more training for hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is that muscle size, right? That's what we all want, and that happens in the higher rep phases, in the higher intensity phases, with that moderate intensity weight, like 60 to 70% of your max. So number one, activation. Number two, your schedule. What's your schedule look like? What's your training schedule look like? What's your plan of execution? What's your structure? And this one gets me really excited. Your schedule is so important. So a lot of guys make the mistake of going, I'm going to train chest today. Or what are you doing? Well, bench press and curls. What are you doing tomorrow? Bench press and curls. You know, guys just do the same thing because that's what they see everyone else doing. Your schedule is so important. And to have a good schedule, this is what you need to do. What you need to do is have a full body workout routine that incorporates legs, arms, chest, back, abs, everything. You need to get the full body routine in within the week. Everyone is different as far as recovery. My rule of thumb, what works for me and what I recommend for you, never work out with weights more than 2 days in a row without taking a rest day. So Monday, Tuesday, rest. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rest. Monday, Tuesday, rest. You get the picture. But what's your schedule? Right? Are you hitting shoulders on Monday and then chest on Tuesday? It'll probably put a lot of stress on your anterior deltoids there. So you probably may want to go shoulders on Monday and back on Tuesday. And so number two, have a schedule and make sure you organize it properly. To give you an example of a good schedule, day 1, shoulders, day 2, back, day 3, rest, day 4, chest, day 5, legs. And of course, you can throw in your accessory workouts as you wish, your conditioning as you wish to help speed up the recovery process. Number 3, rest days. A huge mistake that beginners make is not taking advantage of their rest days. A rest day to somebody may be, well, it's my rest day, so I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna hunch over a computer for 8 hours, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna pop a beer, I'm gonna watch Netflix for 3 hours. That's a rest day and kick my feet up, right? I'm resting. Well, you're losing if you're doing that. You're completely losing. That's probably why you're not maintaining your recovery or building muscle or recovering properly. This is all about recovering properly and training our body to recover properly from the stress and the activation that we apply on it. On your rest days, what I'd like you to do is more stretching, foam rolling, walking, and yoga. If you're not doing yoga, if you're not doing foam rolling, if you're not taking a walk, then you're losing. You're not setting your body up for success. I recommend yoga, foam rolling, walking, or swimming, or even walking lunges over running. Why? Because running is a repetitive pounding on the joints and it can take a toll on your body, and it's very tough to get proper biomechanics in running. I feel like a lot of us make the mistake of running just because Everyone else does it, and we're more or less just chasing the endorphin rush rather than activating our body and getting an endorphin rush through full body activation, stretching, opening up the chest, etc. Number 4, nutrition. Nutrition, guys, obviously this is a huge part, but what I need you to do is this. Focus on your protein, carbs, and fats. But everything's dialed into the details. Do you need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight? No, you don't. That's a myth. You only need as much protein as your body absorbs. So for protein, a good example would be just lean meats, chicken, fish, but I also highly recommend fatty meats. I truly stand by red meat and 100% grass-fed beef. That is a huge game changer, and I highly recommend that. So 100% grass-fed beef, if you don't have it in your diet, you need to add this at least a couple times a week. That is key. Make sure it's 100% grass-fed. Don't worry about protein powder or supplements or anything like that. That's not the key. The key is, what are your fats looking like? Everyone wants to talk about protein and carbs. What are your fats looking like? What's your fat intake like, bro? Are you eating nuts? Are you eating avocados? Are you eating fatty meats? Are you eating eggs? They have a good source of fat. Are you eating that grass-fed beef? That's a great source of fat. Bacon, great source of fat, grass-fed, no sugar bacon. So are the fats working with the protein to help recover your body in the best way possible? Next one, carbs. What you need to do is diagnose what type of carbs you're taking in. Where's your energy source coming from? This is so important in the details of nutrition. If you're eating pasta, maybe you want to switch to sweet potatoes. If you're eating white rice, you probably want to switch to brown rice. These are the minute details that help you recover much better and help keep on that lean muscle mass that you want. So diagnose your carbohydrates. As a rule of thumb, if you're training hard and heavy, have more carbs than the day that you're not doing anything or you're doing your active rest, active recovery days. Hydration. Are you hydrated? You can have all these things, but if you're not drinking enough water, then what's the point? You need water to circulate these nutrients in your body and to hydrate you for energy. You're going to feel very tired if you don't drink enough water throughout the day, so make sure you boost your water intake. You need to be hydrated. Do this. Drink at least 1.5 gallons of water each day. And the 5th one, sleep. Sleep. How's your sleep cycle? You can have all these things in place, but if your sleep cycle's not right, then you're screwed. Are you going to bed around the same time every night and waking up around the same time in the morning? You need to dial in that sleep cycle and get good sleep. If you're not sleeping well, it's your fault. You need to dial in your nutrition, you need to dial in your hydration, and you need to dial in your sleep. That's so important. So guys, sleep is so important. Make sure you're getting enough rest to feel good and feel fresh, but also you're not sleeping too much to the point where you feel lazy and like you're dragging out of bed. So you need to find that edge that applies the right amount of that stress on your body to recover properly and feel energized. So you need to find that medium. That's up to you, and it's all dependent on your sleep cycle. So sleep is vital if you want to recover properly and build the most amount of muscle. And just because you guys are great, I gave you a number 6. Sacrifice. It all comes down to sacrifice. What are you willing to give up? So whatever you want, what you need to put in front of it is, what am I willing to give up for? I want a bigger chest. What am I willing to give up for a bigger chest? I want bigger arms. What am I willing to give up for bigger arms? I want a better looking body. What am I willing to give up? That's what it comes down to, and I feel like we chase these small pleasantries throughout life, whether it's that ice cream or beer or vodka or whatever that is, that cocktail that you have, that margarita or those donuts that you have, those small little pleasantries. We chase those frequently. It affects our momentum, it affects our gains, and it affects our body's ability to recover properly with muscle. So we are screwing with our hormones, we are screwing with our stress because we're not disciplined. And people think sacrifice is a bad word. Sacrifice isn't what you're giving up, but what you're gaining. So make sure that sacrifice is such an important word and part of your daily discipline. And it all comes down to discipline, guys. So I know that I said this was the top 5 things. I gave you 6. I actually threw in a few more in there. As always, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right there. Gently tap that like button. And as always, we'll see you in the next episode.